All right, we're live. So I couldn't find any specific things that he wanted us to talk about except for just presenting our accountability projects.
Mhm.
So I guess I will start with mine and I'll tell you what's up.
Yeah.
So um, my goals, I have a few goals, but I wanted to just be healthier in general. I had a goal to exercise more, to study my scriptures every day for 30 minutes, as well as to read with my kids every day.
Mhm.
Because it's been a while since I was able to just be just a dad, and I feel like I was really stretched thin for a long time there, and I didn't have any time, or I didn't make enough time to just be with my family. So I wanted to make time every day to sit down and read with my kids. One, because they're going to be starting school. My boy's going to start kindergarten next week or in 2 weeks, and so I wanted to help him, become more familiar with letters and whatnot. Obviously, um, and aside from that, they love it, and it's been really fun for me, and my wife loves it, and so that's been really cool. I missed a few days um, traveling, or they were out of town or whatnot, but for the most part, just about every day, I was able to make that happen. So that was really good. I was really happy with that. And now they expect it now, and they always bring over a pile of books, and I'm like, no, I don't have time for one book, or whatever. Or they bring the book that's like has a million pages. And anyway, as far as studying my scriptures every day, I've made it a point to I start my studying 8 o'clock every morning, and I'll do 30 minutes of my scriptures or studying my Sunday school lesson. Um, and that again, for most part, has been really well. Traveling and such made it a little bit more difficult. This right here, this big empty space, was I went on my trip and then I got sick and then et cetera, et cetera. And I just kind of fell off for a little while. But then I was like, all right, I got to get back on it. So I did on July 1st. So that was kind of disappointing, and I didn't do nothing during these weeks. I just didn't document it mostly. I didn't do a lot of exercising, but the other two I was still doing. I just didn't know which days for sure that I had missed. So I didn't want to lie about it or whatever. So, um, and then my exercising, I started running and I was doing yoga with my wife. Actually, I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's pretty cool actually. I had my doubts, but it's when we can have time to do it together, it's fun. Well, let me rephrase. It's not fun, but it's worthwhile anyway. um, but yeah, as far as what I want to continue doing, um, I want to continue with all these goals. That would be awesome and such. But I want to continue reading with my kids. I want to obviously continue reading my scriptures. I need to figure out a better way to exercise and to get myself to do that. Um, it's tough. I'm sure you're both aware it's tough, but I want to keep working at that, and that's something I've struggled with for a long, long time. I'll be really good for a couple weeks or a couple months or something, and then not at all for a year, and then really good for. So that's something I'm going to continue to work on, continue to hopefully do better at. And I feel like overall, I feel like I've done really well, and I've kind of become what I wanted to. So that's my
Well,
presentation.
Great.
so cool. Cool. If you guys don't mind, I'll continue because I'll be taking off soon. Awesome. Thank you. I think this is how you screen share your screen. Cool. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So my focus was just to change. I guess what I want to become. I've always been, I guess, dedicated to whatever I wanted to do or whatever I wanted to accomplish. But this time I wanted to um, really focus on two, three things. First off, focusing a lot on school and focusing on my family. Um, I haven't been able to see my family for many years, and now that I'm um, having my own family, I thought is such an important thing to just um, focus on whatever I have right now. So I try to improve a lot of relationships, especially with my wife and with my parents and my sister. I want to, I guess, as I stated here, become a better son, brother, husband, priesthood holder, and future father, to be a supporter, listener, and doer in order to maintain peace and love in my home and family. Um, my goals were divided into academic goals, spiritual goals, and relationships goals. Um, in order to have success in all three areas, I want to do much more with the time I have and be useful with it in order to make the most progress possible. Um, these are my daily goals, such as do all my schoolwork on time, be to class on time, say my prayers in the morning and at night, read scriptures at least 20 minutes a day, greet wife every morning with a cute note, which was one of the best things. Go to bed happily and content. Because I feel like one of the things that was hard is to maintain a good mindset, especially when you face hardships. I think you're so quickly to I guess be frustrated with things when they do not work out the way you planned it. So one of my goals was to I guess maintain peace even though I cannot control everything and be happy throughout the day. Um, then another thing I did personally was to go to the tutors, revise the week's lesson, serve a person I come across, attend the temple every Friday, make breakfast multiple times a week, and go on a date night. And this is my tracking sheet. Um, yeah, so mostly I did not modify my goals because I was before the semester started. I already knew that I wanted to change a few things, and this project came at the right time because it helped me to I guess put on paper what I really had in my mind anyways. So this project came at the right time. um, my consequences were giving out cash to my wife, which was a huge motivator because that was not in my plans, neither in my budget. So I was like, man, I gotta buckle up. So I avoided that. Um, but yeah, overall, I think this project was very helpful. It helped me to realize what is a priority in my life and how much effort I need to put in for something I really love and appreciate. Also, I learned that accountability is very important because it helps you become better. It makes a bigger goal way more approachable because you can break it down into smaller steps, and yeah, you can see who you can become as you make little changes, and yeah, I really valued this project a lot. So yeah, this was my project. I think I was able to understand what I need to sacrifice if I want to maintain some good things in my life.
Nice. Okay, so that leaves me.
Hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so my accountability project. My main thing was I wanted to be what Heavenly Father knows I can be, not just put my own limitations on it. I want to be strong and guided in all my decisions and grateful for His presence. And I want to be a wife that honors her husband and one that shows him his worth in our family, and a great mother to my kids as far as being an example of honesty, happiness, respect for others, confident, compassionate, disciplined, and loving. And I wanted to be cheerful and serve others, and a good daughter to my parents. And I'm the primary president, so I wanted to be able to teach the kids and help the teachers as well to know that they're loved and valued. And then I want to be a student of life and like have a great learning, love of learning, and just to increase my knowledge to better myself. And I do a lot of things for a letter grade, so I wanted to like kind of try to step away from that. And I want to be a missionary that speaks when I'm prompted and not be scared, and to minister when I'm needed. And I did a lot of, I want to be physically fit and learn a love of working out and eat better. So, and achieve goals. So I set up 3 consequences. So my family, I got to choose. I would do their laundry, like all of it, or do their weekly chores, which is like a deep cleaning thing that my kids have to do once a week, or they could choose a slave day, which is you pretty much do anything that they want you to, other than the number 1 and number 2. So, and then I picked an order, like who got to choose the consequences for my first snow. So it started with my husband and then my kids. I just determined everything, like run everything by pretty much my family. This says my husband gets to decide like if I can actually put a no. And there was a lot of family councils about when I failed, if I could actually say yes instead of no. So that was kind of fun. This is my goals. I tried to report my goals every day by 10 a.m. And then also those I'm accountable for. All of my homeworks, get it done on the days that were due. I read 2 chapters of the Book of Mormon every day. I did that in the mornings right before I got out of bed. And then eat at least 6 servings of vegetables and drink 64 ounces of water. And those are like, I hate vegetables.
Yes.
And I don't like drinking a lot of water. In fact, I could do without water completely. So, and then I hit 12,000 steps on my Fitbit. And actually those were really hard, but I never missed either of those 2. And there were many nights when it was like 11:30 and I still had like 28 ounces of water to chug. So, or I'd be sitting with like gross vegetables, like raw, and just trying to get in on my serving. So that was terrible, but I am very proud about those 2. Or I'd be like walking around the house or jogging in place to get my 12,000 steps. So weekly, I made a goal to eat dinner together as a family 4 times a week. And then I wanted to minister to 1 person or family in my ward each week. And then I don't have a close temple. It's like 4 hours away. So I wanted to attend the temple at least once in a month. So, and I did really well, like until right here toward the end. And my only ones that I missed was actually reporting by 10 in the morning. So I wish I wouldn't have put that in there at all. So my first consequence, my husband got to choose, and he chose a slave day. And so he said, when I asked him what he wanted, he said he wanted to pretend it's his birthday. So yeah, so that's our, he wasn't looking crazy excited because I did go all out, but it was funny. Careful what you ask for. My second one was my son, and he chose laundry. And this doesn't look like a lot of laundry, but this literally took me all day. And this is like 9 loads of laundry.
Oh my gosh.
Size bed. So that was awful. And then the third one, my daughter chose, I had to do her deep cleaning, and I didn't figure you'd want to see the clean areas in my house. So, but that took a long time as well. So, just what I learned is that I just want to be just a better all-around person, and I think it was actually quite difficult to make sure that I got all of these things done, but I did it, and now it's done. So I'm going to figure out how to not share my screen. Yeah, so it was a good experience. I was glad when it was over, so because I did feel a lot of pressure, like to do all those things, and yeah.
So cool.
I guess the overall goal of this is to, hopefully a lot of these things become habits and not just something you do because it's part of your grade, but something you do because it's become a habit. And that's a pretty cool thing when it becomes something you do because that's what you do, rather than something you do because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's kind of how I feel about with my scripture study every morning. That's something I've struggled with since I got home from my mission. I loved how much I learned from studying the scriptures on my mission. An hour every morning I could just devote to just studying just for me, you know. And then since I've been home for I got home in 2011, so it's been a long time, and I've struggled with that ever since. I could never get myself to do it as well or as consistently as I did, and this is probably the best I've done since then. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I hope I can continue that habit forever.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's such a cool thing when all these goals become part of your daily routine. I think that's because we kind of reinforce our mentality, and we understand, okay, this is a priority. This is really important in my life. Therefore, we want to change something, right? And but yeah, unfortunately, life happens, and you guys know very well if when you have a lot going on, it's hard to be dedicated and committed to your goals, but um, another motivation was to get a grade for it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're constantly kind of like forced, I guess, to do it, but at the same time you enjoy doing it because you've been longing for it for a long time. So yeah, I think it's a cool thing.
That's why the accountability partners was such a big thing too, because
Yeah.
that's something we don't talk about when we set goals. You know, New Year's resolutions or whatever, and you set goals, but if you don't share them with other people and ask them to help you, then
Uh-huh.
chances are it's not going to happen. So
Exactly.
this accountability partner thing is there's something there. You know, it's
Uh-huh.
really worthwhile to
Yeah,
let
my
just
family
have
too, that I was included them in this, so they were kind of like
yeah.
rooting, like, I don't want to do my chores this week, Mom, so come on, slip somewhere, you know. That would push me, but don't ever want to do that, so.
Cool.
Make sure to let them know, hey, it's over. I'm not doing your laundry anymore. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, guys, I'll be taking off, but once again, thank you so much, and thanks for this group. I enjoyed it much. So
Thanks,
safe
Ezra.
travel.
Safe
All the best.
travels. Take
Ciao.
care.
Bye. All righty. I think that was what this group was, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't find any specific things that he wanted us to go over other than just presenting our
Yeah.
thing. And you guys did a whole lot prettier presentations than I did. Because in the instructions or whatever it says, if you decide to use PowerPoint, then go ahead and I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. So
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
yeah,
So,
I got an A on the project already. So
yeah, me too. So we're set.
I was really happy with how quick Brother Freese got stuff graded. Did you notice
Oh,
that?
me
It's
too.
like
I
same
did.
day, most of the stuff.
Yeah, and a couple weeks ago, I asked you if you had your case study already graded, and you were like, "Yeah." And then I went in after because I was like, I never got it back, and it was graded in there. I guess I just failed to look in the right spot. So every time, like, I would submit it on Monday, it was graded by Tuesday. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and then my other classes, I still have teachers that they're like 3 weeks behind.
Seriously.
I'm like, I better get a good one.
It always kills me. Like, I do not accept late work, but I'm gonna take 4 weeks to grade it. Like, what difference does it make then?
I know. Yeah.
If you're gonna require me to turn it in, I'm gonna require you to get it back to me within a
Yes.
week or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for facilitating this one.
Of course. You have a good one, and we'll catch you later.
Good luck in the future.
Thanks.